Good evening, good morning, everyone. Greetings from PMI Bangladesh chapter. So this is the first time ever in the history of PMI Bangladesh chapter. We are going to host a session on the road to Pmi-Cp certification. I think all of you know that PMI has launched recently new certification track in construction management professional that is called Pmi-Cp. So in this certification track, we are going to unveil the nuts and bolts and recent features of it. So today we are going to share one session with us, and so that's the way so we'll have a welcome remarks, and then we'll get our honorable speaker from Ricardo Maslin regarding the construction and the experience sharing session on the PMI certification journey, then the Q&A session and the closing remarks. So now, actually, I would like to invite our honorable President Iqbal Chaudhry to share the welcome remarks with us. Thank you. Over to Iqbal.
Hello, good evening. Am I audible, Jafar?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, good evening, esteemed project management professionals from our country, and especially I'm seeing some participants from the abroad. So, good evening. Thank you for your time. So, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this significant session, Road to PMI Construction Professional Certification. This is a very new certification, and this is the first time we are conducting a session on Pmi-Cp certification. So as a president of PMI Bangladesh chapter, I am honored to address such a distinguished group of professionals who committed to advancing their career in the construction industries. So this initiative is designed by our professional development portfolio, as we committed to serve our community, project management community, by upbringing with the knowledge of project management. Under this commitment, we initiated this session, and I believe that it will be helpful for all of you, and it will give you some motivation and guideline to pursue global recognized PMI Construction Professional certification. So today's session, our aims to provide you with a true understanding of Pmi-Cp, and we believe that this certification not only validates your expertise and dedication in construction project management, but also opens numerous doors for your career progression and professional growth. So we have a impressive lineup of speakers today from different countries and different time zone as well, who will share their insights and experience to achieve PMI certification, CP certification, so that you will gain knowledge about the certification process, its benefits, and its impact, which can have you in career in projects you lead. So I encourage you to actively participate, ask questions, and engage with our speakers, as we have a separate session for the question answer. And end of the session, I will share you some roadmap from the PMI Bangladesh chapter point of view and our upcoming activities. So stay with us and enjoy the session. Thank you very much. So what do you, Jafar?
Thank you, Iqbal. So now I would like to invite Mr. Ricardo Maslin. He's a senior strategy manager for construction PMI Institute, Project Management Institute, and also he's also a consultant in Conservation Development Bank. And so I would like to invite Mr. Ricardo to answer PMI-Cp. Over to Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Chair, for the kind introduction. Welcome to all of you joining here from Bangladesh and wherever you're joining from around the world. We're very excited about the opportunity to interact with you and to hopefully give you some better understanding of the new PMI-Cp certification. We appreciate that you've taken some time to join us. So we know you could be doing many other things, but you chose to be here. So thank you very much. We'll jump right into it. So the research says that construction is one of the biggest industries in the world, representing about 13%, some say 14% of global GDP. And is expected to grow over the next few decades at a really impressive rate. Countries around the world are investing tremendously in infrastructure. So when we talk construction, we're talking the built environment. So anything that touches a construction element, including infrastructure. So about $70 trillion in global infrastructure is needed by 2035 to deliver the type of growth that countries are planning to achieve. As well as this is coupled with the fact that there's currently a gap in skills and is expected to grow because the population of skills that are currently in the workforce are at the retirement, close to retirement. So we're faced with a situation where currently we have a massive gap. Then there's a large number of people within the industry that will retire shortly. And we have an impressive need to fill in order to deliver on some of the ambitious projects that are being planned. So this really creates an opportunity that has never been seen before. So now is the time, and I think you're in the right place to be able to deliver and be engaged with the industry at this time because the opportunity is great. So the construction industry has invested tremendously in improvement in technology. We have AI, digital twins, etc. But and processes. So we have advanced work packaging, last planner systems, some of which are, well, all of these are actually incorporated into the PMI-Cp course. Unfortunately, there has been little investment in people, and this is where sort of we come in with the opportunity of the PMI-Cp to be able to lift the standard of the industry with providing an upskilling program, which the PMI-Cp represents. So we said it's a certification that was developed by the industry for the industry. So we have a number of participants that assisted in the development of the PMI-Cp, and some of them you'll recognize here. They're developers, consultants, corporations, project managers representing all of these industries. Is my slide visible?
Your slide is visible, but it's not moving.
It's not moving.
I cannot see any slide.
Is it visible now?
Yes, now visible.
Wonderful. So as I was saying, so the PMI-CP was developed by experts in the industry, and we have taken the feedback of the industry to be able to develop all of the modules that were developed as part of the PMI-CP program. There are currently 7 courses, 1 certification. So you have the 4 core modules that are required for the PMI-CP. That is construction scope and change management, contract and risk management, project communications, and interface management. And these slides will be provided for you, so there's no need to worry about the details. And I will go into some of the details of each of the modules a bit later. After these 4 foundational courses, then you apply for the capstone exam, similar to the PMP if you've done the PMP in the past. In addition to that, we have 3 advanced courses, technology and innovation, performance and materials management, and execution planning, that forms the next level, which is the senior construction professional, the PMI-SCP. So if you understand that, so there's a 2-tiered system with the certification. First and foundational, you have the PMI-CP, and then you have 3 additional advanced courses in order to achieve the PMI-SCP, which is the senior construction professional. So incorporated into the learning modules are the lean ways of working, agile and data-driven approach, as well as the use of technology and how we can incorporate technology into providing more efficient and innovative methods of working. So the requirement for the PMI-CP is that you must have 3 years experience within the construction industry, and the 3 years must have been achieved in the last 10 years. Again, you complete the 4 foundational courses taken in any order, and then you apply for the exam. We have 2 methods in which you can study. One is the self-paced or e-learning, where you can purchase those modules and study at your own pace, or you can have the instructor-led option. Each course is about 6 to 10 hours commitment, and that is dedicated time for about 6 to 10 hours, each of the modules. And you get your PDUs from each course, and you could double dip if you're a PMP certified as well. The exam is about 120 questions over 230 minutes. What's that? About 3 hours. And the details, the primary domains are here. I think if you get into it, I think contract and risk management represents about 50% of the content of the exam. So I tell people, try to focus on that module. Once you ace that, then it's easy to make up the difference in the others. So the self-paced, as I indicated, is where you conduct those courses at your own pace. And then the instructor-led is where an instructor is in front of a classroom, provided by one of our authorized training partners. The instructor-led version is about 2 days per module, and it's done in a case-based approach, where the entire course is done within a case environment. And some of that could be adapted to situations within organizations if required. So within the instructor-led version, there is some customizability of that content to suit the organization for which it's being presented. So that's a great flexibility that the presenters would have in delivering the instructor-led version. And I've been told that the instructor-led and case-based approach is very, very rich content. Some say it's more sort of, I wouldn't say better, but it's rich and richer than the e-learning. So in the first module, or in the communications module, sorry, we'll start with interface management. So interface management works within engineering and construction projects. Interventions throughout the project lifecycle. If you understand interface management, I think the application works best for mega projects where you have many separate projects within a project. So you have to understand how each of these elements sort of communicate with each other. So what are the attributes of good interface between projects, and understanding the tools, processes, techniques for managing those projects and interfacing between them. In terms of the scope and change order management, it talks about business objectives and performance outcomes, setting up a clear scope to ensure that all stakeholders are engaged from the inception. It has scope evaluation tools provided by the Construction Industry Institute, one of our partners in the development of the course. It talks about scope governance structures and putting in place effective change order management processes and technologies to support scope and change management. In terms of contract and risk, as I said before, you should focus, if you're pursuing the PMI-Cp, this one should be your focus. So contract life cycle, delivery methods and strategies, risk classification and prioritization, risk management framework, common causes of claims, how to reduce those, and how to manage the dispute resolution process. In terms of the 3 advanced courses, I wouldn't go into the details of it, but it's contract performance and materials management, technology and innovation, and execution planning. In terms of the PMI-Cp, since its inception about 2 years ago, we have about now close to 15,000 individual courses that were offered by professionals in the field. We have just over 220 certified construction professionals. We have a number of people within that sort of spectrum, from qualified for the exam because they've finished the 4 courses, They have applied for the exam and are ready to sit it. So we have, you know, throughout the spectrum, it's very rich in terms of people getting to the PMI-CP. So we're very encouraged, particularly when we change the structure of the program. There's lots of uptake at the moment. We have the UK government adopting some of the PMI-CP principles in their projects. One we're very proud of in Africa, where the South Africa government, the regulator there, has adopted the PMI-CP or adopted the PMI-CP as the standard for the construction industry in South Africa, and are going to the parliament to make sure that it's mandatory for people operating in the sector. They must have the PMI-CP. We also have some success with the BC government in Canada, where they're introducing the PMI-CP as part of their upskilling program. Quite recently, the government of Saudi Arabia has listed the PMI-CP as one of the certifications that is recognized by the government. And therefore, anybody taking the PMI-CP in Saudi Arabia will get a free, full refund from the government for studying the PMI-CP. So those are some of the successes that we've seen on a more governmental level over the last year or so, and we're very encouraged with the progress that we're making here. So why choose the PMI-CP? What's in it for me? It enables organizations and individuals to upskill their workforce and utilizing them for much more valuable and important tasks. A trained workforce ensures that the organization can achieve its objective, you know, with more impressive return on investment, and it effectively provides the blueprint as such to plan, manage, and organize your construction projects in a much more efficient and effective manner. So the PMI-CP is gaining a lot of recognition now in the industry, and it's important to get on the bandwagon. I will preempt the question before it comes in terms of what's the distinction between the PMP and the PMI-CP. And one of the things we talk about, and we equate it to, let's say, the medical field, where the PMI-CP is sort of your foundational general practitioner. So think of the PMP is sort of the general practitioner. It applies to any project management skill, upskilling or certification of skills within any project management sphere. Whereas the PMI-CP is very surgical, it's very specific to the construction industry. While it is not a requirement to have the PMP in order to pursue the PMI-CP, it helps because it really provides that foundation for the construction project manager if you would have taken the PMP prior. So while it's not a requirement, it's recommended that foundational training should be there. So we've seen a lot of our PMPs are within the construction industry are actually going now to pursue the PMI-CP. But if you're in the construction industry already and you have the required experience, it is not necessarily a requirement. Recommended, but not required. So that's it. I thank you very much for listening. I will save some of my time for questions. I hope you have your questions so we can engage with you at the question time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ricardo, for your valuable speech and valuable information shared with us. So now I would like to invite SK Norin Laila I think all of you know that she recently passed the PMI-CP certification. She was the former board member of PMI Bangladesh chapter. So we want to learn from her the experience and of the PMI-CP certification journey. So over to SK Nordic.
Thank you. Am I audible, Jafar bhai?
Yes, loud
Yes,
and clear.
go ahead.
So that was a very nice, warm welcome from from PMI Bangladesh chapter. And as Jafar bhai has already mentioned, I'm SK Noreen Lala. It was my great privilege to serve the PMI Bangladesh chapter community for the last 4 years. So I was the director volunteer, and I completed my terms in December. And since then, I moved to Australia. So I'm currently joining today from Sydney. Before I actually start my presentation, which will take a minute or so, let us just be a bit of informal way. I'll give you an overview of what you can expect from how I'm going to speak or what I'm going to speak about. It's more of my personal journey, and it all started while I was actually working as the director volunteer with PMI Bangladesh chapter. So let me start with my presentation, and then I will keep talking to all of you. So everyone, you can see the screen?
হ্যাঁ দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming. So again, this is my personal journey, how I actually went through the PMI-CP certification achievement, and I'm currently joined the NSW Department of Climate Change, Energy, the Environment and Water as Senior Project Officer Infrastructure. So these are the staff, actually more or less Ricardo has already mentioned, but let me just start with the story, the personal story. So in 2022, this journey actually started, but somehow it took me a long time to actually sit for the exam, complete the studies, and do everything that is needed for the eligibility and everything for the passing the exam. So initially, it was more like probably what you are feeling today, like a puzzle, like how to proceed, what to do, what are the things that will actually help us. So when we started the journey, actually me and Iqbal Bhai, who is currently the president of PMI Bangladesh chapter, so we started as study mates. We were both studying together. And in the beginning, we found that when we in 2022, so we were supposed to have passed 3 micro credentials. So these are 3 small exams. And these will help us to become eligible for PMI-CP with addition of another few courses. So since this is my personal journey, let me take you through how I have actually targeted the whole process of this certification. So these are the 3 that I went through with my study partner at that time. So Built Environment Performance and Material Management Pro. Another was the Technology and Innovation Pro, and another was the Project Communication Pro. So these are the 3 exams that gave me a very profound understanding of how to implement this metrics-oriented performance management process to increase the transparency, reduce the waste, proactively address global supply chain challenges. And I'm sure since all of you are here, the construction professionals, you can understand that all these 3 topics were very much relevant to the construction industry or the built environment industry in anywhere in the world. So we also went through the technology and innovation. So new technologies are coming up, how to reduce the waste, again, to increase the productivity and profitability of any project, or effectively managing the risk. And last of all, the communication. So communication, since most of us are already project management professional, we already know that stakeholder communication is a big part of being a project manager. And without that, it is almost impossible to manage a project. So this particular last one, the Communication Pro, it actually helped us to build communication plans, manage, sorry about that, manage the stakeholder communications, use the methods, different new kind of methods. I must be very transparent with you also. Some of the tools and methods that I have actually learned through this particular courses or the micro-credential topics, these are very new to me. So it took some time to understand and apprehend like how the rest of the world is seeing construction, how the rest of the world is seeing that how to make it more efficient. So the new tools that are already being used, possibly some in this tool of Obea, this is something that this course content talks a lot about. So was developed during Toyota's one of the car development process. So, and then there is commitment-based management and lots of other tools like Compass diagnostic tool, and every new thing that I have learned. These were quite interesting and innovative and efficient, how to manage a construction project in a more successful, efficient, less waste. So far, just let's say very much an engaging way. All these courses were prepared. So these are the three ones we went through, and also had to sit for exams and pass the exams. So and after that, there was this domain-based study. Let's I will help you with the understanding, because this study journey started in 2022, but in 2023 there were some changes. I think Ricardo already mentioned the current course outline is more focused on the domain-based study. I'll go back to the last slide again. So these micro credentials are not important anymore. Maybe Ricardo can also clarify if these are also available for taking this particular exams or not. But I have taken them. I already have passed and I have the specific certificates. But these are no longer required to be eligible for the capstone exam of PMI-CP.
The one is Noreen. Communications is part of the foundation.
Yes. So the first two are not, but the Communication Pro, this is actually has kind of got integrated into the domain-based study.
Yeah.
So when we are going to the domain-based study here, we need to understand that what is called domain, and under that will come the tasks, and then under that will come the enablers. So domain is the high-level knowledge area. I'm sure you are all remember like the 10 knowledge areas we worked on during our PMP exam. And these are not the same. These are 4 new domains we are talking about. I'll be giving you the names, and you already got the names from Ricardo, but again, I'll give you the names. So under that domain, there are several tasks. Those are the underlying responsibilities of a construction professional. Yeah. So as a construction professional, under that particular knowledge area, what are the tasks you are supposed to do? And then comes the next part. If you do that task, what is it you are going to be enabled to do associated with the task? So there are several examples, case studies, lots of additional reading materials with every course content. So it is very easy to understand, but even then a lot of discussion was required to have the particular clarity. So here are the 4 domains, as you already are aware: contract and risk, communication, scope. Oh, sorry, it is supposed to be scope and change, I believe, but I have somehow written scope and scope. And last one is the interface or the governance. It was supposed to be the governance one. So the first domain, I think Ricardo mentioned already, this is the most dominant one. 50% of the total marks of this exam will actually come from this particular domain. This one has 5 particular tasks as a construction professional you are supposed to take upon. And then the communication one, there are 4 tasks and 30% of the marks will come from that one. Scope and change order, that one has 3 tasks with 15% marks. And sorry about the last one, that is not interface, that is the governance one. And there will be 3 tasks with 5% marks. So I think I can also echo what Ricardo mentioned, that if you are actually going to go through the whole journey, it's better to start with the contract and risk, and that will help you to gain the confidence that you are already done the 50%. So the rest of the 50% is not a concern at all. So, yeah. These are the study materials or the course names, if I can say, that are already in PMI library that you have to purchase to understand the course content for Pmi-Cp. The contract and risk management, interface management, scope and change order management, and last one is the construction project communication. If there is anything else to add, I'm sure Ricardo will help us to understand. And this is one small example to give you the understanding what I was talking about. So under the first domain, the dominant one, contracts and risk management, I'm just giving you one example. As a construction person or professional, what are you supposed to do? One of the tasks, if you remember, let me go back. So you're supposed to take 5 tasks under contract and risk management. And here is one of the tasks that I'm just giving you an example from the course content of Pmi-Cp, which is already available in PMI website. You can all take a look from there. So the task 1 is managing risk and the risk process for construction and built environment projects. And you can also understand that if you take upon this task, then what you will be able to enable is to recognize the positive risk and use it to improve project outcomes. Manage the risk process throughout the project and gain input from the required stakeholders. Apply the different risk classifications appropriately, identify and evaluate risk for better allocation, avoidance and management of risk, manage the risk prioritization process during front-end planning and conduct. So just a small clarification for all of you. Front-end planning is more about the actual planning before the project starts. So there is a lot of explanation about front-end planning in the course content, which I'm sure you will enjoy once you start the course curriculum and the course content study. Again, now here comes after you are finished all of your studies, then how do you proceed? For the eligibility, the first part already mentioned by Ricardo, you need to show when before you actually sit for the exam to take upon the eligibility, you have to show 3 years of on-the-job experience within the last 10 years. I'm sure almost all of you have the same, all of you have this particular experience, and it will not be a problem for you. But let me be very transparent with you all again, which is that when I actually applied for eligibility, I failed to do that, failed to get the eligibility at the first try. That is why I have added 2 points here, that while you are adding your experience for the particular eligibility request, please write in detail, in comprehensive manner. So what I did was I mentioned 2 projects. You have to provide reference, like who was your line manager or with who was your hiring manager. So who can actually vouch for that you actually have worked on this project on these particular issues. So I have provided all the information, but even then the response or the feedback from PMI I got was that my the way I expressed the experience, it was not in detail. So please be as much comprehensive as possible, and when you are writing your experience, please cover all the 4 domains. The knowledge areas, if you remember, you should cover all those domains so that it is easy for everyone to understand, because I was I actually had to go through this audit process both times, first time and interestingly the second time again when I applied for eligibility. Lucky for me, the second time I passed, so it was not a problem. And the exam, only new information I can give you is that since I already sat for the exam, there is a 1 break that you can take. It is kind of your own choice for 10 minutes. So there are 4 sections for the whole exam. If you ask me, I can't even remember like exactly how many questions per 1 section. But after completing 2 sections, you can take the break. And once you take the break, you can't go back to reviewing any of the questions that you already finalized. And within the 10 minutes, you can go and have your water, like a toilet break or something, and then you can come back just like any other PMI exam, or possibly PMP as well. So for this, I believe there are 2 options. You can take it from home and you can also go to any center. What I did was I chose the center. For me, it's always a convenient choice. And just like any other exam, I had to show my ID, face ID. So as I have actually taken the exam in Sydney, Australia, so I showed my driving license, which was good enough. In Bangladesh, it was supposed to be passport, that you were already aware. And yeah, it was very nicely done, the whole system. And the interesting part was, I think I took a bit less time than 230 minutes to finish everything. And yes, lucky for me, I'm in front of you and I have already passed the exam. So a little bit of guidance on how to prepare for the exam. You should have your own schedule and time management. And for this particular exam, all of the PMPs possibly already understand and know about this. But for the others, please say no to memorization. It's not going to be a memory game question kind of exam. You need to understand the concepts. You need to focus on connecting the dots. The dots are like every concept, every strategy, every framework. You need to actually connect it with real world application, what you are already doing or what you should be doing. So if you can discuss in a group, if you can have a study partner or a group study group together, where you can actually talk about like every slide, and you actually can provide an example from your own side or maybe your partner's side, and then you can actually start seeing, okay, if that is how project management for this particular topic should be done or is recommended to be done, maybe I could have done it in a different way in my regular practice, or maybe I'm already doing it, but I can improve it in this way. So connecting the dots is very important. And this is particularly very important for me, and it was very beneficial and helpful for me to discuss with my study partner, as we have very versatile different kind of experience for built environment industry. We are both working but in different ways. So his examples helped me understand, and sometimes my examples helped him to understand. So it was very much important. And do try to set achievable goals. So break it down, try to understand like how much time you actually need to sort out or go through all the study materials. And if you have the proper discussion while you are studying, I would say it will not take you that long to actually finish everything and go for the final eligibility and exam part. And case study scenario based thinking is very much encouraged, and that is how actually this course content was organized. For almost every topic, PMI has provided real life case scenario. I can talk about like an airport somewhere, like like a building that, and most of the time mega project examples are provided. So those are real life challenges the project management professionals faced, how they solved it using the particular tool or using a particular framework or an approach, and how that helped. Or and even the failure stories are also shared there. Like a particular project was supposed to finish in 3 years, but somehow it went on for like 10 years because the scope kept changing, and the scope and change order was not properly monitored or properly synchronized, and that's how it happened. So it's not only the success stories, but the failure stories are there for us to learn as well. And this is something for you too, that this one I built actually prepared in the use of AI actually. So if you are actually trying to get on the PMI-CP vehicle and get onto this at the pinnacle of success, you will have your issues. You will lose your focus, you will have your health issues, you will have your family issues, stress and everything. And that's pretty normal. And let's just say I had that too. It took me more than almost 2 years, 1.5 years or 2 years to actually get there. But the thing I wanted to discuss with you all and share with you all that it is possible and you can actually get there. So thank you, and I will be happy to answer any questions in the coming sections. Over to you, Jafar Bhai.
Thank you, Noinappa.
Jafar, I want to add something.
Yeah, please.
Thing is that when I started, we took the course lightly and we failed. We thought that we are PMP certified. We have a vast knowledge in projects. We are overconfident and we took lightly the macro credits. And both of we in different macro credit scores, we failed. Then we became serious and started our preparation more precisely. So my suggestion would be we should take it more seriously. And at the end of the at the end, Nuinapo shows the picture. Several times we lose our focus during this journey. Several times, and sometimes Nuinapo pull me up. He go by, let's start again. And sometimes me push her, Apu, let's start again. So this is the way we achieve our certification. But thing is that what I observed that the syllabus is robust. Syllabus is bigger than PMI. So as PMP. So in PMP, is it possible if you give time 3 months, you can achieve. You have proper project experience. Within 3 months, you can achieve. But for the PMI-CP, for the syllabus, for the content, for the real life experience, real life case studies, I think it took bits longer than the PMP certification. And for the questions, it's very conceptual, very conceptual. So we did a lot of effort during the exam to concentrate properly because all the questions real life and all the question is based on different cases. So thank you very much.
If I can add, go ahead, Noreen.
Yeah,
No, it's okay.
so sorry to cut you off, Ricardo. Just to add a little bit on what Iqbal just already mentioned, that I am very much thankful to have him as my study partner, because in the beginning, he just mentioned it very correctly that we took it very lightly, that we are PMPs, we can do it. Like it's a matter of, not a matter of hard work or something. So we both failed individually for one particular micro credential each. Let's just not mention which one for whom. But then then we figured out that we need to join forces. We were previously studying alone individually, and somehow it did not work. So then we started studying sometime physically together. Like we actually sat in a coffee shop like from morning to night. That also happened. Let's just say they opened the shop with us, they closed the shop with us. That happened. And then I had a lot of issues last year. I had a lot of traveling and eventually ended up here in Sydney. But let's just say, even after coming here, we continued our studies and we have done a lot on Zoom and other platforms. And our families have been very supportive. So that's how we could manage. Thank you. So I'll let Ricardo continue, please.
Wonderful. I think that's a great story and a good best practice. Some people are individual beings, and so it's easy for you to do it on your own. But it's always better if you can discuss, if discussing and talking about it is an actual form of memorizing, right? Because as you read it and you talk about it, you're doing it twice. So you're actually getting it back into your brain concretized. But I wanted to touch on two things. Don't underestimate the exam, and I've seen that before. I actually have a story in Mina, one of our ambassadors there. I think he has 30 years of experience in the construction industry, and he's like, what don't I know? I mean, why can't I just pass this? And of course, he failed it the first time, and that was his lesson to people, that don't underestimate it. But I will also say, don't overcomplicate it either. So I have another example to share with you. One of my ambassadors in Africa wrote me, she was going to write the exam on Monday, and she wrote me on Saturday to say, Ricardo, I'm not ready. I need you to postpone this exam for me. And I said to her, let's do something. I will guarantee you a reset. So I will make sure that we pay for the reset for you for the date in which you want to postpone it to. So let's say 3 weeks from now, we will guarantee you that reset. But I want you to go on Monday and write the exam. And then if you don't pass, you can reset. She writes me on Monday, Ricardo, I just passed the exam. So I say that to say that the material that's provided is enough for you to pass. You don't need any additional sources, as I pointed out in the chat. It's a lot of material, but once you are comfortable with the material and you think you have revised it enough, then have the confidence to go and write the exam. We have a lot of people, like I said, there are more people who are qualified to write the exam and who have applied for the exam already, much more than the current PMI-Cp. As a matter of fact, it's more than double. So there is that extra push that people need to get over that hurdle. And I think a lot of people are not feeling that they have the confidence to write the exam. But like I said, the material is enough. Once you have done your review of the material and you think you're confident, just go for it. So that's what I wanted to share. Don't underestimate it, but don't overcomplicate it either. And I wish you the best.
Thank you, Ricardo. So now floor is open for the Q&A session. So I would like to request all the participants to raise your hand and raise your questions.
I have one question. This is Fayaz.
Okay.
Yes, please.
আমি প্রশ্নটা বাংলায় করছি, নরিন আপা এবং ইকবাল ভাই দুজনকে। সেটা হচ্ছে যে যেটা নরিন আপার প্রেজেন্টেশনে দেখলাম যে কন্ট্রাক্ট এন্ড রিস্ক ম্যানেজমেন্ট থেকে প্রায় 50% কোশ্চেন আছে, এবং সিপি এক্সামের এলিজিবিলিটির জন্য দেখাতে হয় যে এই চারটার ডোমেইনে আমাদের এক্সপেরিয়েন্স, মানে আমরা কি কি কাজ করেছি। কিন্তু নর্মালি আমরা যারা কনস্ট্রাকশনে কাজ করি, আমাদের তো আসলে কন্ট্রাক্টে ওইভাবে কাজ করা হয়ে ওঠে না। কারণ হচ্ছে যে যখন আমরা পিএমপি করেছি, পিএমপি তো দেখেছি যে প্রকিউরমেন্টে খালি বলা হয়েছে যে আপনাদের প্রকিউরমেন্ট সম্পর্কে ধারণা থাকলে হবে। কন্ট্রাক্টের জন্য তো কন্ট্রাক্ট ম্যানেজার আলাদা থাকে, যিনি কন্ট্রাক্টে ডিল করেন, বা পুরা প্রজেক্ট জুড়ে হচ্ছে কন্ট্রাকচুয়াল যেসব প্রবলেম, ওইটার জন্য ডেডিকেটেড কন্ট্রাক্ট ম্যানেজার থাকে। তো এই জায়গাটাতে আমাদের তো একটা অভিজ্ঞতার ঘাটতি আছে। এক্ষেত্রে আমরা আসলে মানে কিভাবে কি লিখবো, মানে আমাদের এক্সপেরিয়েন্স, এটা যদি একটু বলতেন।
আচ্ছা, আমি প্রথমে I'll try and then maybe Iqbal bhai can supplement. Since উনি বাংলায় বলেছেন, বাংলায় বলতেছি for Ricardo and other participants, I'll try to translate in English. ফায়াজ ভাই, ইস্যুটা হচ্ছে যে আপনি যখন আপনার এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটা শেয়ার করবেন, এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করার লেখাটার স্টাইলটা আমাদেরকে একটু বুঝতে হবে। আপনাকে যেটা আমরা হয়তো এখানে হয়তো ক্ল্যারিটিটা আসে নাই, যে ইটস নট যে আপনি নিজে সব কন্ট্রাক্ট বানিয়েছেন, হ্যাঁ, বা আপনি কন্ট্রাক্ট কে হচ্ছে আপনি যে কন্ট্রাক্টের প্রতিটা পার্ট, আমরা যে একটা আপনি যখন পিএমপি হন, 4টা আপনি যে সবকিছু হাতে করার সম্ভাবনা আসলে কম, কারণ আমরা প্রত্যেকে আলাদা স্পেসিফিক কাজ করি। বাট যেটা আমাদের হয় কি, আমরা কিছু কিছু জায়গায় আমাদের নলেজ থাকে, কিছু কিছু থাকে অ্যাওয়ারনেস থাকে, কিছু কিছু থাকে আমাদের সেন্সিটিভিটি থাকে, কিছু কিছু অংশে আমাদের পার্টিকুলার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থাকে, হ্যান্ডস অন এক্সপিরিয়েন্স। তো যেটা করতে পারেন, যেটা আমি অন্তত আমার পক্ষ থেকে যতটুকু মনে পড়ে আমি করার চেষ্টা করেছি, যে আপনাকে যেহেতু শেয়ার করতে হবে যে আপনি জিনিসগুলো সম্বন্ধে কিছু কিছু জিনিস তো আপনি ডাইরেক্ট জানেন, আর কিছু কিছু জিনিস করেছেন। তো কন্ট্রাক্ট আমরা নিজে হাতে সবাই সবসময় করি না, কিন্তু আপনি যখন একটা প্রজেক্টে কাজ করতেছেন, অনেক ক্ষেত্রেই প্রজেক্টের একটা কন্ট্রাক্ট থাকে। আপনি যদি প্রজেক্টের কন্ট্রাক্টের কথাও, আপনি যদি নিজের কন্ট্রাক্টের কথাও চিন্তা করেন, যে আপনি যখন একটা প্রফেশনাল হিসেবে কাজ করতেছেন, তারপরে তো সেখানেও একটা কন্ট্রাক্ট আছে আপনার একটা কোম্পানির সাথে। তো সেটা নিয়েও আপনি বলতে পারেন যে একটা কন্ট্রাক্টে আপনি এভাবে এভাবে করে কন্ট্রিবিউট করেছেন আপনার কন্ট্রাক্টে, বা হয়তো আপনি আপনার সাথে যদি যারা যারা কাজ করেছে তাদের কোনো কন্ট্রাক্টের টিওআর হয়তো আপনি ডেভেলপ করতে হেল্প করেছেন। এরকম অনেক রকম ভাবে আপনি বলতে পারেন। তো ইটস নট যে আপনাকে এক্সক্লুসিভলি বলতে হবে যে আপনি ফিডিকের অমুক কন্ট্রাক্ট বানিয়েছেন। এটা মোর লাইক যে আপনি আপনার যে নলেজ আছে, আপনি যে আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংটা আছে, সেটাকে আপনি ওখানে ফুটিয়ে তুললেন। তাতে করে হচ্ছে গিয়ে আপনি হচ্ছে ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে যে আপনি যখন একজন সিপি হচ্ছেন, কনস্ট্রাকশন প্রফেশনাল, দেন আপনি একজন লিডার হিসেবে নিজেকে আপনি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে সামনে আনছেন, তো একজন লিডারের সব বিষয়ে একটা বেসিক নলেজ থাকে, কোনো কোনো পার্টিকুলার বিষয় হয়তো তার এক্সট্রাঅর্ডিনারি হ্যান্ডস অন এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থাকে। ফায়াজ ভাই, আমি কি আপনাকে কিছুটা ক্ল্যারিটি দিতে পেরেছি?
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, বুঝতে
মানে
পেরেছি।
ফয়েজ ভাই, ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে এটা যে এখানে 50% মার্ক ফর দ্য কন্ট্রাক্ট এন্ড রিস্ক এন্ড ক্লেম ম্যানেজমেন্ট আছে, এটা কোয়েশ্চেনে আছে, মানে এক্সামে 50% মার্ক ক্যারি করবে। বাট দিস ইজ ডাজন্ট মিন দ্যাট আপনাকে ওই 50% মার্ক যেহেতু ক্যারি করবে সেটা আপনার ডোমেন এক্সপেরিয়েন্স থাকতেই হবে। আপনার কনস্ট্রাকশন এক্সপেরিয়েন্স আছে, ওরা বলেনি যে কনস্ট্রাকশন এক্সপেরিয়েন্স আপনাকে এই ডোমেইনের এক্সপেরিয়েন্স থাকতে হবে, একটু কিছু বলেনি। ওরা বলছে যে কনস্ট্রাকশন আপনার 3 বছর এক্সপেরিয়েন্স আছে, কনস্ট্রাকশন প্রজেক্ট করার অভিজ্ঞতা আছে, দ্যাট ইজ এনাফ ফর দ্য এলিজিবিলিটি।
হ্যাঁ,
ঠিক
কিন্তু
আছে।
আমার
আচ্ছা,
পার্সোনাল
আচ্ছা, ক্লিয়ার
অবজারভেশন
হয়েছে।
ভাই,
হুম।
যদি আমরা যখন লিখবো, যে আমরা যখন এলিজিবিলিটির বিষয় যখন আমার লিখতে হবে, তখন আমরা যখন এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটা আমরা লিখবো, এই 4টা ডোমেইনকে কভার করে লিখলে
কভার করে লিখলে বেটার।
অডিটের সময় আপনার আমার মতো দুঃখজনক সিচুয়েশন হবার সম্ভাবনা কম থাকবে। এটা আমার পার্সোনাল অবজারভেশন। কারণ আমার প্রথমবারে যে লেখাগুলো ছিল আমি অনেকটাই ওভারভিউ করে লিখেছি, কিন্তু ওটাকে যখন আমি একটু ডিটেল করলাম, যে তখন আমি দেখলাম যে তারা হ্যাপি হলো। তো এটা হচ্ছে একটা আমার পক্ষ থেকে টিপস, যে এমন না যে আপনাকে আপনি যেটা লিখবেন সেখানে 50% লিখতে হবে এই বিষয়, কিন্তু কভার করে যাবেন আর কি ওভারঅলটা।
থ্যাংক ইউ। Sorry, Ricardo, for Bangla speaking. Okay, Jafar, please continue.
Anyone have any
I
more
want to
question?
take one question here. How much cost for PMI-CP? As
Maybe good
regards,
question for Ricardo.
so Ricardo, can you tell or I can take this question?
You can go ahead. I would say that for Bangladesh, it is based on the country tier pricing. So you would see that Bangladesh would apply the lowest fee base in any country of the world. So you'd have the most competitive rates that's available to you.
Okay, thank you. Here, as we need to attend course certification for 1 microcredits and 3 e-learning courses. For the microcredits, the price is $140, and the 3 e-learning courses is each $69. Okay, and for the final exam is $349. Okay.
Anyone have any more question?
Iqbal bhai, am I audible?
Yeah, please, Asad
Yeah,
bhai.
please.
Just one question from my side. Like PMP exam, the reading materials will be that 4 e-learning courses, what I understand. But any other reading materials do you suggest for this preparation, or the simulator or preparatory exam for taking preparations and mock tests? Any other softwares or simulations are available, or only that 4 e-learning course will be good enough?
So the material that's provided as in the modules, it's good enough to prepare you for the exam. As Noreen indicated, it's an actual the exam is situation based, so it's an application of learning to real life situations. We're confident that the material that's provided in the syllabus as well as the exam preparation module, you are equipped to be able to sit for the exam. At this moment, we do not have a bank of test questions simply because the exam is so very new that there are no questions that are retired that forms part of that exam bank. In the future, that is something that's planned for the PMI-CP. Unfortunately, it's not available for you at this time. So, but there is no additional content or reference material that you will need in addition to what's provided. You have enough content there, and it's a lot of content. And then once you apply for the exam, you have access to the exam prep module as well.
just to add a little bit to Ricardo, the course contents are kind of like in presentation modes, and in almost every slide after they're finishing like one particular topic, a lot of references are provided. So there are numerous, if you want to read through all of them, I'm not sure if you can able to manage the time. So there are case studies already provided in the content. In addition to that, there are lots of references provided there where you can actually like go to the online and get that particular like paper, conference, article, journal publication. Lots of things are already there. So there will not be, I don't think you will actually have the time to try to find anything else to pass the exam. More than enough materials are already there.
Thank you so much. I got the answer.
So now we'd like to move to our next part. So I'd like to invite our President, Iqbal Chaudhary, to say a few words as a closing remarks. Over to Iqbal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So as we come to the close of today's insightful session, Road to PMI Construction Professional Certifications, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for your active participation and engagement, especially to our today's speaker, Mr. Ricardo and Noreen Laila, for their valuable time and support to PMI Bangladesh chapter. Now, the question is, what chapter can do for our members and for our communities? How can we help you to pursue this certification? Yes, our professional development will come up with a series of sessions for the experience of PMI-CP certification. And if I say, though it's still in planning, if I give you some idea about this, we will come up with a overview sessions. Maybe 2 or 3 overview sessions will come up by which will lead Noreen Laila as the lead CP volunteer of PMI Bangladesh chapter. So in overview session, we believe you will get some idea about a bit of idea about the contents. And after that, if you think that you need a study circle to build up the way we prepared me and Noreen. If you think that this will be beneficial for you, so from our professional development portfolio, we will arrange a study circle for all of you, and our volunteer will moderate those sessions. So I think it will be help for you to take the preparation and stay on the pace. So this is we can do from our side. And if you think that you don't need those sort of help, you can directly go for the training. In that case, we will support. We'll connect with the CP trainer. CP trainer to you, and you can talk with them, and you can sit for the training as well. So this is how we are planning to help our community, and I believe it will be helpful for you. And still, if you have any advice, if you have any support needed, still you can reach me, Jafar, anytime. Okay. So I encourage you to stay connected with PMI Bangladesh chapter and actively participate in the upcoming activities. So once again, thank you very much. I wish you good luck for your journey to pursue PMI-CP certification. So have a wonderful evening and wish you all the best for your professional endeavors. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Iqbal, for your closing remarks. So now I would like to thank all the participants who have joined our sessions today, and I would like to thank our chief guest and Ricardo for your valuable time, as Noreen Laila and Iqbal, everybody. So thank you very much. So hope we will get more CP certified professional from Bangladesh, and as well as who have participated here. So now two information for you guys. Actually, this session is recorded session. This recorded session will be published in our YouTube channel. So, and we're going to share a registration form for to participate in the study process and the our study group from the PMI Bangladesh chapter. It will be published in our Telegram group. So keep connected and keep an eye on our Telegram group and on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages as well as in our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. So stay tuned, stay with us. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jafar, you need a group photo. Yes. Thank you very for the reminder. You need a group photo.
We have to create a group photo. Okay, let's I would request to all open the camera who can join so we can have a group photo.